everybody. It's John Ford Coley. You are listening to Rock On Radio, so rock on.
Well, we are here from the two-track studios of Deco Entertainment. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Rock On Radio. I am your host, Danny Coleman. I hope that you enjoyed the re-air with the singing lawyer last week, Matt
So
Portella. I was actually laughing.
I thought it was his second show with us. The first one, I just remember it was so comical.
Oh, it's hilarious. As you hear, I am here with producer Claire, and we have some other special guests we'll get to in a minute, because we
it's
have
like
tonight.
juggling. Dun, 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 dun.
Right? Tonight we have a four-part show, actually.
5.
3/4 of the show are Deco Entertainment, and a last-minute addition from Alligator Records. We have Toronzo Cannon
Right.
calling us because he has a show on July 20th at the Stanhope House
Okay.
up in Stanhope, New Jersey. So, we'll get to all that in a second. Rock On Radio is brought to you by O'Connor's American Bar and Grill of East Hampton, Mount Holly, New Jersey, the official caterers of Rock On Radio. Lilla Pies of Princeton, located inside the Princeton Shopping Center at 301 North Harrison Street in Princeton. They have some kind of big
Music Fest.
thing. It was
always have it.
either yesterday or today, Saturday, Sunday, where Jen's husband put something together where they had like bands all day. Lillapalooza. That's what it's called.
Fun.
Lillapalooza.
Nice.
So I hope it went well. We'll have to find out.
We
We
will.
have to go to visit Jen just to find out.
Uh-huh.
Only.
Nothing else.
Nothing else.
Okay.
Ever.
I'll remember that.
Bring my hand truck. Phoenix Art Supplies and Framing, located on Route 611 Southeastern Road in Doylestown, Pennsylvania. They are running a special for 40 years in business. You get $40 off $200 or more spent.
And framing.
Many thanks to Chuck and Jenny Schaefer for sponsoring Rock On Radio. Sinister Footwear. Go to sinisterfw.com and check out any of their zany, crazy, fun, interesting socks. Use the promo code DCR Socks and you'll get 10% off your order. That's sinisterfw.com. The Jersey Shore Jazz and Blues Foundation, of which we are proud members, and we will be emceeing the Long Branch Jazz and Blues Festival on August 24th.
It's a
Right.
Saturday.
I think it's 10th Avenue.
I shared it out on our
You did?
Facebook page.
Okay, good. I missed that.
The
Thank
event just was posted by Christine.
you. And we will be the MCs, as we always are. I do that just to sit in a tent and eat and drink because I'm good at it.
I do it just because I like to sit right behind the band shell and to have the breeze just come
That
off
is
the
true.
ocean. It's really
That
nice.
is true. It's
a
a
good
great
venue.
view of the Atlantic Ocean and everything there. So you can wave to some of our affiliates over in Europe from back there.
No pun intended.
Yeah, correct. Ha! Sandy Hall Music.
Woohoo.
Sandy, I featured Sandy this past Monday on Danny Coleman's Got the Blues.
Oh,
she
cool.
She was
Very
on
nice.
Coleman's Corner as the featured artist.
Nice.
So she was very happy about that. She has a
course.
brand new record out called Full Circle. Nominated for more Josie Awards and the such.
Good.
So you can find her at sandyhallmusic.com. And, of course, here at the two-track studios of Deco Entertainment,
That's right.
we are very thrilled that Bruce allows us to invade his house every week. Or maybe not, because he keeps us in the barn out here. But
This is the better part. This is the best place.
That's where I stay.
Exactly. What more can you want?
right? But of course, we are forever grateful to you guys for allowing us to set up shop. When we were homeless, you took us in like the waifs that we are. And we greatly appreciate that. New Jersey Stage Magazine. Go to newjerseystage.com to find out where the arts and theater and music and entertainment anywhere in the state of New Jersey and just beyond. New York City, a little bit in Delaware, Philadelphia, anything within our tri-state area, New Jersey Stage Magazine will cover it. Dee Dee's Lights. Dee Dee is the official chandelier of Chandler, who's a character on Friends. I don't know what Dee Dee is. Dee Dee is my friend, the love of my ever short life. Okay, long life. I don't know. Anyway, Dee Dee's Lights. She is our candle maker, and she does a fabulous job. And we really enjoy working with her. I mean, I've worked with Dee Dee on and off in various capacities over the entire 15 years of this program. So
Nice.
that's why she took good care of us for the 15th anniversary bash back in April.
Yeah, she's amazing.
Old Heights Brewing, the official beer providers of Rock On Radio, located at 119 West Ward Street in Heightstown, or South Ward Street, West Ward Street in Heightstown. Right behind Randy Now's Man Cave, which is right across the street from the Heightstown Diner. So you can go there and check that. They have some really good beers. Mm-hmm. They do. For a microbrew, they have some really a lot of really tasty selections. Some specialize in a certain couple of things. You know, the thing I like about Old Heights Brewing is you go in there and it's not like 46 IPAs and 2 stouts and a lager. There's a really nice mix of beers. So, Old Heights Brewing of Heightstown, New Jersey. Asbury Park Vibes, located on Main Street in Asbury Park, New Jersey. I got a text from Diane the other day saying she would call me. It was like a week ago. I'm still waiting, Diane.
She's still on Alaska time.
They're only hours behind us, not weeks. Anyway, Diane and Doug, go to AsburyParkVibes.com. They have an entire staff of photographers, and they also do website bios and press releases. If you're a band or entertainer looking for any of those type of things, please contact them by going through AsburyParkVibes.com. And Cigar Beauty. Mm-hmm. CigarBeauty.com. If you go there and check out Holly, she has her own line of Crown Majesty cigars, crownmajestycigars.com, or follow her on Instagram at cigar.beauty. Did I forget anybody, Claire?
Nope.
I think I got them all right.
You did.
Fantastic. If they want to find out about us, what do they do?
They go to dcror.com, which is the short link for Danny Coleman's rockonradio.com.
Beautiful. Facebook, Danny Coleman's Rock On Radio 2. That is the number 2. Or Twitter and Instagram at Rock On Radio, all one word, all capital letters. So that brings us to, we are expecting a phone call from Alligator Records recording artist Toronzo Cannon very shortly. And then we have an all-deco show.
We do.
Tonight.
Woohoo.
We have Charlie Wooten. We have, who's the gentleman from Red Rain?
Hold on. I got it.
I think
Charlie
I
Wooten.
don't know who from Red Rain is joining us.
Okay.
It could be a
I
number,
know.
A number of the guys.
We have it. I just don't have my computer open, so I can't look at
Sammy.
Sammy
Sammy.
from Red Rain. Mm-hmm. And then we have Danny Saber,
Saber.
Yep.
who is involved with the reissue of the Michael Hutchins
Very, very special project.
Excellent. And that voice you hear, he was with us the last time we were here in studio. And so was the other gentleman that's here. We have Bruce Pucciarello of Deco Entertainment and our good friend Joe Sarasano.
Hi, guys.
Last time you were over on the couch, you just kind of yelled at us. Tonight we put a mic in
That's
front
right.
of
Yeah.
He's still on the couch.
you. He said,
He hasn't moved since last week.
Joe, right?
I'm rocking, man.
Now, Joe, as long as you've been in this business,
Yes.
right? Have you ever gone to a radio station and had that kind of arrangement where you're in like a lazy boy barca lounger?
Nope. This is the best.
Relaxing. That is one thing I will say. When I first started, it was in an AM radio station, but they had nice accoutrements. They had furniture and stuff in the actual broadcast studio. Then when I went to Hamilton Radio, they had the same thing. They had couches. It was like a real laid back atmosphere. Then when I went to 40-foot hole studio, I had a room that held 80 people. It had a fireplace. It had all kinds of stuff, right? And then was City of Angels. So
They had ghosts.
and we had ghosts. Yeah. But City of Angels, and of course you remember them black leather couches, right? Yeah.
Creepy place.
We're going to get to that Deco show in a minute because right now we have Alligator Records artist, Mr. Toronzo Cannon. Hello, sir. How are you?
Hey, how you doing? It was good.
All right. Hey, now before we get started with this, Toronzo, last I left you, you were threatening me with pizza, and you were going to feed the entire state of New Jersey, as I recall, coming in from Chicago.
That's right. With one deep dish pizza,
With
I
one
could.
deep dish pizza. That's right. How are you, my friend?
I'm good. I'm good.
Good. You getting ready to? I talked to Matt earlier today, and he said you're getting ready to leave Chicago, head out to Detroit area, huh?
Yeah. We leaving tomorrow at 8:00 and start this whole thing off.
Oh, is that the first show on the tour?
Yes.
Oh, great. Then you're going to be, the reason why you and I are talking is because you're going to be here in Jersey at the Stanhope House.
Oh, okay. Right on. Yeah. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, on July 20th. So, and you have a brand new album out, which we are going to play something off of shortly. Shut Up and Play.
Yes.
Go ahead. I'm all ears.
Well, that song, it kind of speaks to the climate of musicians and athletes are not supposed to say anything other than just the songs. So I wrote from the standpoint of, okay, if you want me to shut up and play about infidelity, then okay, I'm going to shut up and play about other things, other topics that's on my mind. So that's where that motivation of that CD came from, or that album came from.
Okay.
Yeah.
Was that something? So is that kind of like a tongue-in-cheek kind of thing, or is that like, all right, take this. If you don't want me to do that, I'm doing this.
Yeah, basically, yeah. So it's not like a protest song, but it's a little song of defiance, where it's like, musicians and artists, we're a little bit more, I guess, neurotic about certain things, and we don't all just talk about infidelity and how a woman treated us bad. There's other things that we could talk about in blues. You know what I mean? They give people the blues.
Oh, one of the things that I often tell a lot of my friends who, for whatever ridiculous reason, want to tune into today's top country hits, I'm like, how can you not love the blues? Listen to those lyrics. They're telling you a story. You've had these issues at one point, and I'm sitting here, I'm just looking at the 12 tracks on Shut Up and Play. All right, so you got the title cut. And you got Can't Fix the World, which has been doing really well on B.B. King's Bluesville. But let's get into some of the more softer titles. I Hate Love. Something to Do. Unlovable. Got Me by the Short Hairs.
Those are eyebrows. I think my eyebrows. That's what I was talking about. My eyelashes, yes, they're also considered short hairs.
Oh, okay. So when you I guess the last time we spoke was probably about a year ago, maybe a little less. You were supporting your last record.
Well, actually, no, my last record came out in 2019. So it's been a long time since we talked.
Wow.
No, you were probably doing a show then, because I know it's been a little shorter than that. That we spoke. So you were probably doing something in the area. Probably was it Lizzie Rose Music Room, maybe, or
Yes.
yes.
But I thought that was, wow, maybe I'm getting old. I thought that was like pre-pandemic.
If you listen if you listen to my producer Claire, she'll tell you I'm already old. So
He is.
Oh, okay, all right.
Very,
So
very
it had to
old.
be pre-pandemic, right?
no,
I think that's the last time I played Lizzie Rose.
oh, maybe. I don't know.
You are getting old.
I am getting old.
It all runs
Well,
together.
well, the good thing is we're still here.
That's right.
Exactly.
And you have how long? So how long is this tour?
16 dates.
Oh, okay.
Back to back. Yeah.
Oh wow. So no nights off in between?
No, we're gonna be the circus in town, and by the time we get to yawning, we got to wake up and go to the next the next place.
Yeah. Well, the Stanhope House is, that right now that whole thing. There's this the town wants to tear it down, and all the musicians and townspeople want it to stay up. So they got this whole dichotomy back and forth trying to preserve the Stanhope House as a historic site, and the town's like, yeah, right, we can build condos there or whatever they're going to do.
Well, maybe we need to do something dynamic. Or something to
exactly.
keep it open.
So,
Yeah.
at least that's the rumors I hear anyway. But I know there's some sort of dynamic thing about it that's going on between the town and the townspeople, so to speak. But have you played there before?
I've never played there. No, not I can remember. No.
It's a very
Maybe we get some duct tape and all of the audience. We can duct tape ourselves to the building and call a press conference.
We're sitting in a lazy boy.
like in the Brady
move.
Bunch
Yeah.
or the Partridge
yeah.
Family when they tied themselves to the
Yeah.
tractor, right?
That's right. Yeah. And then also there's a spider in Greg's suitcase.
That's
No.
right. Tarantula. Or the
That was
idol.
the Hawaiian.
The
Yeah,
band
that was
Idol.
the Hawaiian. The two-part series.
That's right.
Although if I keep eating, I'm going to look like Don Ho at some point, I think.
Oh, wow.
So it's a very blues-friendly room. It's very small, not Lizzie Rose small, but not much bigger.
Yeah.
It's a very neat place to play. It's
I like that. I like not smaller crowds, but an intimate setting where, because I'm more of like a storyteller, and I kind of like to tell my stories and stuff like that,
I would love to hear the one for Got Me by the Short Hairs. That's for sure.
It was about a one-night stand that never happened.
There you go. Oh, well, you got one. You even have one in here for that describes every relationship I've ever been in, Toronto. It's called If I'm Always Wrong. So
That's right. Oh my God. Yeah, that's anyway, that's that was one of those epiphany type things where I was sitting down eating some vanilla ice cream, and I'm like, you know what? I'm always wrong. Have you noticed that I'm always wrong about stuff? And she didn't have anything to say, so I started writing, and that relationship is no more. But I got a great song out of it.
well, which you should. I want to talk to you about the track order though, because you probably should have put that. You probably should have put that either before or after the next track. You should have put before or after I'm Always Wrong. Guilty. That's
Guilty. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So with the record, what was your favorite part about putting out the new music?
Well, the process. I forgot the energy because I haven't had a album release in 5 years. September would have been 5 years. So I forgot the energy behind it and the the anxiety, the joy, the fear of, people hopefully liking what you're putting out, just the whole spirit of putting out a new album is kind of cool. So that's what I guess that's what I like about it, because once again, I've heard artists say once you put out something, it's not yours anymore. You hope people would enjoy it, but then you don't want people to trash it and talk about your mom. You know what I mean? It's like, you don't have to like my album, but don't talk about my dear sweet mom. That kind of thing.
I talked to Bobby Rush one time. He said that to me. He's like, Danny said, if people don't like the blues, they don't like their mama.
Oh, wow. That's a heck of a choice right there. It's like, wow. Yeah.
So, do you have a favorite cut off the record, Toronzo? No.
No. I think what's fun to play for me though is oh no, that's a shame. I forgot my own stuff. What's fun is Something to Do, Man. I like to play that. That's a fun song to play.
Well, what?
If that makes any sense.
When we're done, we'll play that. We'll throw that one out over the air, and they can.
Oh yeah.
They can go. How can people go to your? Find you or purchase the new record or any of that other than through Alligator Records?
Well, at the show, I'll be at the show selling them out of my trunk. I have 8 tracks and 78, so I'm doing something a little bit different.
All right, I like it.
Yeah,
Not 45s.
Yeah, and the 45s. That's right. Yeah, 45s, and it just looks something different.
Right.
So so they Alligator or my website, things like that,
Okay, which is
ToronzoCannon.com.
all right. So now in the last couple of minutes here, I'm pretty sure if you bring a couple deep dish pizzas, you might be able to feed the entire Stanhope house. I only think it holds like 60 or 80 people. So
yeah, well, I hope they got a microwave there, because we're gonna be a long way and it's gonna be sitting in the car for a while. And my bass player likes to eat. Yeah.
Who's in the band these days?
Well, we have Brian Quinn on bass, and we have J Rock on drums, and Adam Pryor on keys.
Okay, so you're going with the 4-piece unit.
Yes.
Excellent. That again, the Stanhope House on July 20th, Toronzo Cannon. What time does that show start?
I'm not sure. I haven't looked at the contract, but I'm assuming around 7
When
or
you
8.
show up.
That's right. It starts when you get there.
Get there.
That's right. With my English accent. Hello, everyone. There'll be guys sweeping up like, what are you doing here? Oh, I'm late. Oops, sorry.
Where is everybody?
Yeah.
Well, that's fantastic. Once again, this is Rock on Radio. I am on the phone with Toronzo Cannon, and he is going to be at the Stanhope House on July 20th, and that's coming up shortly. Let's say 8 o'clock, Toronzo. We'll throw that out there.
Okay.
7:30, 8 o'clock. Just get there at 6 and be ready to go in. How's that?
And I got
Everybody
the duct tape.
listening?
That's right. And right after that, we're going to duct tape ourselves to the building, and we're going to call 911. All right.
So they can't tear it down.
That's right. Leave one hand free for the deep dish pizza, though. One hand got to be free to eat.
True story. All right. Well, here is Toronzo Cannon and his. I just lost it there, Toronzo. Hold on. And your song called
Something to Do, Man.
Something to Do, Man. There it is. I lost it. I turned my computer shut off on me.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you, man, so much for calling Rock on Radio. And
Cool.
I'm going to be talking to you again very shortly. So we'll talk about more of this tomorrow morning.
Very cool.
All right, sir. All right.
Okay.
Rock on, my
See you
friend.
later. Thank you. See you guys later.
Bye.
All right, bye. Bye.
see you. You're gonna give me something good to do. I've have something to do, man. Ha, when she wanna have some fun. I'm gonna call y'all when she wants something done. Hold still, woman. What you want me to do? See, this is a public service announcement, and I'm here for you. Yeah, I'm just something to do, man. When you want something done, give me a call, baby. When you wanna have fun, you know what I can do for you, baby.
There we go. Toronzo Cannon. Again, he'll be at the Stanhope House on July 20th.
At 7 o'clock.
7 p.m. Don't show up at 8. You should have listened to me the first time and showed up at 6.
That's right.
But Toronzo Cannon will be there.
I shared out the event also, too.
Fantastic.
So to our
on
different
Rock on Radio page.
Yep.
Good.
And Insta.
All right. Well, I mentioned that tonight we have an all-deco show from this point forward. We have Bruce Pucciarello here. We have Joe Sarasano here. We have... that's it, just the two of you.
That's it.
And me. Yeah.
And we're trying out a new phone system here, so everything's kind of like going for the works. But on the phone with us right now, we have the first of 3 deco artists.
Amazing artist.
An amazing artist.
Amazing.
Now, yeah, did you see that, Charlie?
Who are these people?
That was Bruce from Deco.
Yeah, I owe him $10. That's why he's saying that.
We have bassist extraordinaire, Mr. Charlie Wooten on the phone. Yay! What's up, Charlie?
My dog just looked up at me really funny, like, what's going on? I got your speakerphone, so.
He's like, I didn't hear that in the park. What's going on?
Yeah.
What's your dog's name?
Her name is Madeline, and if you go to my social media, she's the one that gets all the attention. So I try to, I try to put her on a post, put her in the post every time because, she's going to get a lot more likes than I ever will.
That's very true. Now, what breed is Madeline, and what is that social media so we can all go check it out?
Well, it's just on my page, but Madeline is a plot hound, Plott hound. Ooh. And I will, let me tell you about this dog really quick, man. I'm 54 years old, and she's the old man's little boy's dream dog. Like she's no leash. We go. I live in New Orleans. I could take this dog into the quarter where it's packed, and she'll be right by my side, never a leash. We go everywhere. She goes to the gig. She's on the stage. She chills out. Last time I was playing Chicky Wawa, I got a little packed and I couldn't find her. And the manager had put her in the green room. She had her own couch and everything back there.
Wow.
So yeah, man, and yeah, that's my partner. Walking through life together. It's pretty cool.
Of course, my producer pulled the picture up already.
It's so cute. Oh my gosh.
Nice. Now, don't you wish you had like a fan base that was that obedient, Charlie?
Yeah, well, it's next question.
Or at least a groupie. Nice. So tell us all here. As I said, I have Bruce from Deco sitting here, and Joe Sarasano, another Deco artist and good friend of all of us, sitting here. Tell us about Charlie Wooten, you're bass player. You're living in the New Orleans area, so go ahead.
I'll try to give you so I grew up in Lafayette, Louisiana. I went through this, scholastic system, but then I started getting gigs playing Zydeco bands. And, being the only white guy, in a club, playing 6 hours straight, just dance, just groove. And those guys couldn't tell you a chord or a note. So I was very lucky to go from, one extreme to the other, And so then, really quick, went to L.A. for 3 or 4 years, worked at a rehearsal studio, met everybody under the sun. It was really cool. Moved to Atlanta, did Atlanta for 15 years and developed my band Zada Funk, and kind of just, developed what I was doing. Did real well there, but when I was 40, I moved back to Louisiana. I moved to New Orleans with the intention, and this is no lie, I told my ex-wife, on the way to New Orleans, I said, I'm going to play with Cyril Neville one day. And she goes, you never even met the guy. What do you mean? I said, I don't know, but one day I'll play with him. And I ended up being a band with him, did 4 records, toured all over the world with the guy, wrote music for him before I ever met him, and he'd heard it, and we recorded it together. So through that, I did a record called Zabaduo, Rafael Pereira from Sao Paulo, Brazil, and we went to Japan with just a bass and a pandera. And that, for me, that was the pinnacle of my career because, when I was 15 and I got Jaco live in Japan, and I'd see pictures of how Japan just loved him as a bassist, Right. I was like, man, I'm going to go there one day. And I went twice. So when the pandemic hit and I sat back and looked at my life, I said, hey, man, I did some stuff, I did some things I set out to do. Now what? And, my lawyer Eric Simons knows Charlie Cav, and we talked and I tried things, and I tried record companies, and I'm a bass player, so they don't know what to do with me. I was on a blues label who likes, they love guitar, and so anyway, pre-New Orleans, I did everything on my own. When I was in Atlanta, I did everything on my own. It was a lot of work. Come to New Orleans, tour with bands, do the management, do the record companies. It was what you would think was the pinnacle of my career. Like, according to my family, I'm doing great. However, I was miserable. I wasn't enjoying. I kind of just did. Not everybody. When you're in an organization, you don't get to pick and choose who you hang out with on a daily basis, and that can be rough sometimes. Just being honest. So coming out of that, this deal with Deco and Charlie is for me is now it's on me. The platform's there. The record is out in the world. Now I just got to go get it and get it in as many hands as I can. You know what I'm saying? And, it's a re-release. It was on Wild Heart Records. That's Samantha Fisher's label, but over COVID, they let everybody go. So I got my record back. So we re-released it, and I did it on my birthday. And I didn't do any hype up. What I did was, on your birthday, you always get 1,000 likes or whatever. So I just went and hit everybody up and said, please buy my record. And I've got a couple records that haven't been released that are ready to go. And I got some that I want to re-release again. another Charlie Wooten Project record with Oliver Wood on it, and I got all kind of stuff. I could talk forever, so let me stop there.
You could talk as long as you want. One of the things, there's two things there in that conversation. Number one, you mentioned Charlie Calv,
Charles.
and he left for Japan this morning with Angel.
Yep.
So they're back in Japan they should be there by now. I would
Well, I'm
imagine.
working.
Yeah, I saw that. And Playing for Change is over there right now. Are you familiar with those guys?
No.
Who?
Plan for change?
Playing for Change.
No.
You know the videos, it's Mark, he goes all over the world and records street musicians and it started with just street musicians.
Oh, that guy.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So any keyboard you hear, any record that I have recorded in the last 10 years, Keiko Kamaki is playing keys. She's from Japan. But
All
she's New Orleans' finest. I mean, man, whoo, she's incredible. So, yeah.
Well,
And Japan's awesome, man.
do you
It's
find
really
that? Do you find the other thing I wanted to ask you about before I get too far in, do you ever resist? Do you have to ever resist the urge to just like send your ex-wife a message and say, "I told you so"? You know,
No. No.
no, the less contact, the better. I get it. Charlie.
It is just okay. I don't want to be mean, but somebody introduced me to narcissist videos on YouTube, and the first thing it says, if you could break all contact, break it. That's all. Next.
Ding, 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 ding.
Get,
Hey, look. Look. It is what it is. We all have a journey in life, and the women in my life had parts in my career, my music, and everything. I've written music for them, with them, did things, but is what it is. You know what I mean?
that I
Life's
do.
good now, though, bro. Life is. I landed very well. I'll say that.
Well, now speaking of music, you sent us a couple of tracks today. Now, are they off the reissue?
They are.
Okay. You sent us Reflections, and you sent us I Don't Know.
Yeah, those are the two I sent you. Charlie sent you Jaco, Jaceaux,
Yep, I have
and
that
Come
one.
On, Come
Yep.
Over.
Okay.
Yep.
And
And
so,
Come On, Come Over.
so a weird thing happened. When the record first came out, that management company didn't always pass things by me, and they put something out saying, "Oh, it was a dedication to Jaco." I said, "Look," so I wrote a tune called Jaco, and then I recorded "Come On, Come Over." It just happened to be I just wanted to record the tune. Anyway, it's not the record is definitely not a dedication to Jaco, because if I did the dedication to Jaco, it would be a totally different beast. You know what I mean?
Right.
But there's definitely the influence. But the Jaceaux is Doug Belote. If I don't know if the guys are familiar with Doug. He's a drummer in New Orleans, plays with everybody.
Okay.
Anyway, we were at Dockside, and Doug and I grew up together in Lafayette, and he looked at me and goes, "Man, you're the Cajun Jaco," And so anyway, that's how the Jaceaux, EAUX is a Cajun kind of spelling, you know what I'm saying, down in Louisiana. So that's how that spelling came about.
Little Creole, French, Haitian mixture going on there.
New Orleans.
Right?
Yeah.
New Orleans, yep.
Well, you know what? We're going to play Jaco right now, and then we're going to come back and talk to you some more. Are you all right with hanging on for a bit?
Sounds good, my man. I'm here for you.
On the phone with us, we have Charlie Wooten, and he is a deco entertainment artist. You want to add anything, Bruce, before we go there?
Or just check out the music. It's really good
Yeah.
stuff.
It's featuring Doug Wimbish.
Oh, Doug.
Yeah, Doug Wimbish from In Living Color. So,
Yep.
so the I'm playing bass, and you're gonna hear just some wah bass, like just some little wop, 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 wop. That's Wimbish, and that's Keiko on keys, killing it. And on guitar is Daniel Groover. Y'all have all heard Daniel's guitar because he's played on a bunch of hip hop records back in the '90s and early 2000s. And then Jamal Watson on drums. Yeah.
Oh, no kidding. Now, real quick before we get to that, Doug Wimbush, I actually had the pleasure of doing a Sam Cooke tribute I did percussion in the house band, and Doug was the music director.
Wow.
And
Wow.
the first time any of us ever laid eyes on each other was the day of the show. We had to be there. Show was at 6 that night. We had to be there at 10 in the morning. And in comes Doug with what looked like a 52-key piano case. Yeah, with an electric piano case. He's walking in, and he undoes this case, and he pulls out this pedal board that had, I don't know how many pedals on it.
Bruh.
And I'm thinking
he takes it everywhere.
Right, I'm like, he's a bass player. What does he do with all those pedals? So, of course, he caught me just looking at him, and he's like, what's up? And I'm like, I don't know, Doug, but when I die, I want to be reincarnated as your battery salesman. You know?
Well, you're about to hear. That's exactly what you're about to hear, bruh.
Nice. All right, here's Charlie Wooten and the song Jocko. There we go. Charlie Wooten here on Rock On Radio. So this reissued album, what's the title, Charlie?
Blue Basso.
Blue, all right.
Basso. If you look really close on the cover, I have bass in every language. spelt on the cover
Oh, nice.
in the background. And it's okay. It's funny to kind of tell these stories. First of all, you see those names on these records and these people I'm with, like the 15-year-old me just doesn't even know how it happened, right? Like, how did this happen? I was just a little kid from Lafayette, and I get to play with all these cats, and I'm blessed. And but there was I was in Italy, and with the Royal Southern Brotherhood, and I was walking through a village. I'd never been there before in my life, right? And it's this little tiny village. It's all stone. It's, these little streets and stuff. And there's two patios across the street from each other. It's not even a street. It's just cobblestone. You can't even drive a car down it. And I'm walking, and a guy stands up, and he goes, "Blue Basso," because I have the blue bass on that record. Sidebar was given to me by Kim Stone. He used to play with Spyro Gyra and the Ripping.
Yep.
So I used to listen to that bass on records when I was a kid. I met Kim. We became friends. He gave me that bass. It's just a Frankenstein bass. It's a Warmoth body with a custom neck and EMG pickups. It's just put together, and it's a beautiful instrument. And so for 20 years I played that bass. And so I was, everywhere I went. So I'm walking down the street, and this guy stands up and he starts clapping, says "Blue Basso," and I'm like, "What?" And then some other people stand up because festivals in Europe and stuff. The Europeans kind of do their homework. They see who's coming, and they'll go read up on the people, and they educate themselves about what they're getting ready to see. Right. And so then next thing I know, the other patio stands up and everybody's clapping, saying "Blue Basso," and I'm like, what's going on? And they just had heard, the Brotherhood and seen videos of me, and I hadn't even played yet. I hadn't even played the festival. And I was like,
sign.
well, I'm like, I guess I've done something right, because that band, it was about the three guys in the front, and Enrico Scott was on drums from Derek Truck's band,
right?
And Enrico and I, we set out to make a mark. Like, we were hired as the sidemen, but we made it known that once we stick this groove the way we gonna stick. Me and Enrico have known each other for a long time. And we just, we had a mission to stick the groove so hard that they would have to have us, and it happened. And so, anyway, so the Blue Basso, that's kind of where it comes from, man. It's my blue bass. It's just, man, it was just a cool thing that happened, and I don't know, just wanted to share it.
And it's available on decoentertainment.com as well as your sites, right? So what is your website, social media? What's the best way to get in touch with you?
Best way to get in touch with me would be Facebook or Instagram, mainly Facebook. I have a website, zotafunk.com, but it's being built right now. So
okay,
you can get the record on Deco, you can get it on iTunes. It's streaming on everything. So when I play live gigs, I have CDs with me, and I tell people, this sounds strange, but for local artists, the best thing you can do is actually buy a CD or buy it on iTunes, but then go stream it.
Right.
Because we get the money when you buy it, and then the streams help us when we're booking gigs or whatever, or the future, trying to do other things. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, I do. Well, I have Bruce of Deco Entertainment sitting right here with us. Have you dealt with Charlie, Bruce, or
have I dealt with Charlie?
Yeah. This Charlie, not Charlie, not our Charlie.
You're too many Charlies. No, actually, I haven't met Charlie. Charlie was recently added to the label by our label services, Charlie Calv. But I've listened to this stuff, and I'm a fan. I usually am, so I don't always meet everybody ahead of time. But I told you, I warned you this guy could play. So
well, there you
it's
go.
Really good stuff.
Yep. And
I appreciate it.
Oh,
it's good, and
it's our pleasure.
It's good to be a part of, Bruce. It really is.
We love having talented people aboard. We just get stronger and stronger by having people who play from the heart. You do.
Right on.
There you go. Well, we have another tune, right, from that Dropbox
Yes.
also. And we're going to play that before we...
Pull up Reflections.
Okay. That's the one you just sent?
Yeah. So, and I'd like to talk really about the featured vocalist on the record, Miss Arsène Delay.
Okay.
This is, man, look, I've been doing this a long time, and this is somebody very close to me, but when I tell you, I'm coming from a total professional place when I tell you this woman can sing. She's one of the most incredible voices I've ever heard in my life.
Oh,
I've been to her solo shows where I'll sit there and just wait for a mistake, and it never happens. You know, I've heard her sing opera with the Louisiana Philharmonic. She has the longest running song on any NCIS series ever called "Coming Home," and she performed it on the show. She's 13th generation New Orleans. Her uncle is John Butte, who wrote the theme song to Treme on HBO.
Ah, okay.
And her aunt is Lillian Butte, who started the Jazz Ascona Festival in Switzerland. And so she comes from a musical family, but she kept her name, Arsène Delay, and she paved her own way, and she does amazing things for the community of New Orleans. She feeds people during COVID. She started a making groceries program that we're actually together turning into a nonprofit where we feed 200 culture bearers and musicians of New Orleans that need help. Okay. And yeah, man, and she can sing, bro. Oof.
Fantastic. Well, we actually we have Reflections, and we're going to play that after we say goodbye here on Rock On Radio. Again, your social media and Facebook, Instagram, Facebook is the best way to find you, Charlie.
Yeah, just Charlie Wooten. I have a music page. You could go on there, and everything goes up on there. That's the best way right now. I'm during the pandemic, things kind of broke down. I'm rebuilding everything right now. So as it all comes out, I'll be posting it.
All right, great. And go ahead, Bruce.
And the songs that you heard tonight will be playlisted on Deco's website. So if you just go to decoentertainment.com, our first playlist, anything you hear tonight from our artists will be available on that playlist.
Fantastic.
To listen, so you could check back in there.
There you go. So Deco Entertainment will have the stuff from tonight on the site. That's great. All right, Charlie, thank you so much, man, for taking the time to call Rock On Radio. Is Madeline getting impatient back there or what?
She's looking at me. She's always right by my side, man.
There you go.
Quick question: Where are you guys?
We're in Stockton, New Jersey.
Oh, in Jersey.
Yeah.
We're on the Pennsylvania side.
Yeah, we're close to Pennsylvania.
Very close.
I've been up there, man. It's all good.
There you go.
Yeah, there's many parts of Jersey. It's a trip.
Right? All right, Charlie, man. Thank you so much. Good luck with Blue Basso. And hopefully we'll be talking to you again.
Yeah, you're right. Talk to you soon.
All right, rock on.
Bye.
Feels like seeing color for the first time. When you're near
All right. Charlie Wooten here on Rock On Radio. Hey, Bruce, we got another Deco artist.
They just keep coming, don't
That's
they?
it. It is number. It's like the ghost of. This is the ghost of Christmas present.
Yeah.
We had the ghost of Christmas past.
Yes. Well, Ghost of Christmas, New Orleans.
We got three spirits visiting
New
us.
Orleans, yeah.
Three spirits visiting us tonight.
And you got Joe.
And we got Joe over there.
In the recliner.
Who we're not sure if he's living or dead at the moment.
It's funny. He said my name and nobody knows.
It's just Joe.
Right?
Deco Joe.
Deco Joe. I like
Deco Joe.
Deco Joe. I like that.
In Joe's own words, he is the most unrecognized rock star of all time.
No, he actually is.
And we know
it's
that.
actually true. Yeah.
We know that. But on the phone with us right now, we have a member of Red Rain.
Yep.
We have Sammy Lee. Hello, Sammy. How are you?
Hey, Dave. Thanks for having me on. How's everybody doing tonight?
We are, as you could tell, we are just like strictly adhering to the schedule here tonight.
I love it.
Sammy, that is one thing I will never be accused of.
Sticking to a schedule, and there's nothing wrong with that.
Or scripts.
Or scripts.
Spontaneity's awesome.
Right? So,
Right.
you guys, we were talking while that song was going out over the air. You guys opened for Buck Cherry last night, and you've had some other big things going on. So tell us about Red Rain and what's happening.
So, we're a band out of Richmond, Virginia. We've been around for about 8 years. We have 2 albums out. We have a 5-song EP that was recorded in right before around 2016, and we toured a while with some bands. Tesla was one of the big bands we were out on tour with back then.
Okay.
Yeah, we've played with some of those bands from the era we all love, but we did a couple shows with Dokken and Y&T and Jackal and many more. And then when COVID hit, obviously it shut down everything, and so we had finally had time, if there was any positive in COVID, which we know there wasn't much, but for our sake, it was able for us to sit down and write a new album, which we did. It was also a time that we were able to have meetings with Deco, who have been completely wonderful to us. And that merged very well. And we put an album out called Don't Look Back, and then hit the ground running with that. We just 2 months ago got off the road with Nazareth. We toured with Nazareth. And as you said, as of last night, we just played a show with Buck Cherry. So we're looking for more shows. That's the key.
So, okay, so you just opened for Buck Cherry. You toured with Nazareth and Tesla, and you got a member of Dokken on the title cut of the album.
We do.
So you guys are like a yacht rock band, right?
We are, absolutely.
Which is why I had John Ford Coley open the show tonight.
We also have a little funk like Earth, Wind, and Fire. It's a good mix.
Who's in the band? How many pieces?
Sure. So there's 4 of us. There's 4 of us. There's Carlton Bubba Michael, who is our singer and guitar player. There's Stevie Shred, who is our guitarist, lead guitar and vocals. There's Larry Moore, who plays bass and vocals. And then there's the drummer, myself, Sammy Lee, and I do no vocals at all. I have been banned from a microphone.
Can I tell you something, Sammy?
Yeah.
I feel your pain. I, too, am a drummer that is not allowed to sing or dance. I can't even dance.
No, he can't dance.
In my own home, I'm not even allowed to dance.
No,
Yeah, I'm allowed to dance, but I'm told not to. So I feel your pain.
Yeah. See, we got a lot in common.
So,
I think,
I was.
Can you hold on for a second, Sammy? I'm going to try to get Bruce to sign me to Deco.
Sure.
Not for
Go right
dancing.
ahead.
First, we need to see dance.
When I met with Bruce,
Oh, God,
when I met with Bruce, his criteria was if you can't sing and you can't dance, come to the label. So I fit that criteria. I'm
Beautiful.
kidding.
Well, so I have you to thank then. I can just
That's right.
they'll
That's
welcome
right.
me right in. So you have an EP, and now you have how many tracks is the second album?
So the second album is 10 full tracks. It's a full length album. Very excited about it. We feel obviously like every band feels about their material. It's a very strong album, and it's got a little bit for everybody. The one misconception I think that I try to let people know about Red Rain is there was an article written a couple years ago that said we were a heavy metal band. We're not really a heavy metal band. People have called us a hard melodic rock band. I just call us a power rock and roll band. So if you're looking for like metal, because there's so many genres of that category, if you're looking for like Metallica or something heavier, that's not us. We feel we're more in the AC/DC, Van Halen, Aerosmith, just rock and roll genre. So that's the one misconception I'm trying to let people know. So yeah, that's kind of big for us.
Well, all of you in the band, what was your, when you sit down to write your material and everything, then what's your influence? Was it 80s hair metal? Was it the Judas Priest type of metal that I, grew I don't want to say grew up on, because in the 80s I was 18. I haven't grown up.
True.
But from the years like 77 to 85, metal meant something different. Metal meant
Correct.
Judas
Correct.
Priest and Iron Maiden and Ozzy Osbourne and
Yep.
So where does Red Rain fit on that scale? If you're a hard rockin' band, which I understand, because
Sure.
are you similar to like Motley Crue type of rock and roll?
Yes,
Oh.
yes, like an AC, like a more, AC/DC, because it's just straightforward rock. There's no, but yeah, Judas Priest. Yes, you're right. It's that type of rock and roll that because I think you know as well as I do, and everybody there knows, music it's so subjective to everybody. But when you say heavy metal, I mean, at least for me, when I think of heavy metal, now I'm thinking of like Pantera and like really heavy bands that I love, but we're just not that heavy. We're what I think an AC/DC type, Van Halen type band.
All right, so regular old rock
and roll.
Yeah, but
Yep.
they have another gear. When you play No Peace, No Love, you'll hear. They have another gear.
They have another gear they hit?
Yeah. It's not metal. It's just great rock, but you'll hear.
Well, and then
Yeah.
today too, Sammy, they have these metal, quote unquote. It's got so many genres.
Yes.
They have
Blurry, yeah.
Cookie Monster metal. They have Joe Sarasano's laughing, but come on, the guy will be singing a song and all of a sudden he's like,
Yeah, you can't understand
what
it.
the heck
Sure.
is that?
Right, I agree.
I mean, I was in a bar one time and this guy's singing his tune and he's really, really kicking it. And all of a sudden he started doing that. The guy next to me literally checked his hearing aids. I was like, what the heck is that? Like, he's looking like pulled him out of his ears. Like, what the hell's wrong with these things?
Well, the thing is, I kind of coined the term power rock. I'm a big David Lee Roth Van Halen fan, and I remember he did an interview long time ago when he was in Van Halen the first time, and they asked him if he was heavy metal, and he said, no, they're not metal, they're power rock. And I just kind of thought that stuck sort of same with what we do.
Okay.
And, we have some songs that are heavy, but, again, I wouldn't classify it as metal, but we have heavy guitar-laden songs, and then we have some other songs that are just not pop rock, but just rock. So, but I when we do an article, I'll I've done interviews, and then of the American heavy metal band. I just think that people get a different idea of us when you say that. So I try to get people to understand that, like you said, there's so many genres of heavy metal that I just don't think we fit that bill right now.
My nephew used to tend bar at a little tiny, I don't even call it a bar, it was a joint in Ewing, Ewing, New Jersey, a very small bar. And they brought him in because they knew he was connected to music, so they wanted to start having music.
Right.
So he called me one night in a panic because the system that they had blew. I mean, there was no hopes of saving his PA. So he asked me if he could borrow mine. So I drive it down there for him, and I get out of the truck, and I'm like, what band's here tonight? And he goes, Swashbuckle. I said, Swashbuckle? He goes, yeah, they're pirate metal. I'm like, pirate metal? Is that a real thing? And he's like, yeah.
I've never heard of that, ever.
And these guys all dressed like pirates, and they were doing festivals in Germany and everything else.
Oh, after the concert, they cut off one guy's leg.
Yeah, that's right. They didn't have a leg to stand on.
Hear the drums, hear the snare.
Now wait a minute. That's actually
Would I peg leg?
no, that's actually a great joke.
That is a great.
That is a good joke.
A pirate walks into a bar, right? A pirate walks into a bar, and
You're gonna really tell a joke?
And he's got a peg leg. And the bartender says, "Gee, pal, that's rough, man. How'd you get the peg leg?" He's, I lost it in battle.
I noticed.
All right. He says, he says, wow. He says, you got a hook on your hand. He goes, yeah, I lost that in battle as well. He says, well, what happened to your eye? You got an eye patch. He said, first day with the new hook.
Bada boom.
Now that's pirate metal right there.
That's right.
That's a
That's
bad
pirate
joke.
metal.
A
Forget it.
pirate walks into a bar with a ship's wheel around his waist. He said, you got a ship's wheel around your waist. What's up? He says, it's driving me nuts. You know. That's enough.
These are good jokes. These are good jokes told badly.
Oh my God.
So
Pirate.
the album is called Don't Look Back, right?
That is correct. Yes, sir.
Like the Boston album from years ago and song.
Yes.
All right. So there's a few things there. What's with the title, and
Okay.
tell us about the bass player on this record.
The bass player on
the
this
bass
album.
player
You mean the
on the-
guitar player?
Or
You mean the guitar player?
the guitar player on the title track.
Yeah. So Don't Look Back. The album is basically most of the songs are reflective of the whole COVID period. So so you're going to even get a bigger kick out of this. I don't do any lyrics or any of the writing. So Bubba does all the writing and lyrically, and then the band will get together and get the music going as well. And then we take it to our producer who, molds it into a real song, as I say. But the song is, I'm sorry, the album is basically, again, reflective on COVID. So Don't Look Back, the song itself, is about a person's life who, during COVID, had a time to reflect on the good and the bad before COVID hit. And obviously, when restrictions had let up, time to go out and make some new memories, maybe happier memories, and sort of live life again. As we all know, life had shut down. So it was basically don't look back. It's time to move on and live your life again. So that's basically what the whole theme is. And then we were lucky enough, and again during COVID, we had just literally gotten off tour with Tesla when COVID hit. We were really hitting our stride. We had a lot of shows in the queue. And then they, like everybody else, it just destroyed, show business and bands. So that was about a year and a half when we came back, and I felt like we needed to make a big splash. And I have a really good friend of mine who is friends with the Dokken camp, and I called him up and said, "Listen, this is what I'm thinking." And he just said, "Done. I'll get George." So we were lucky enough to get George Lynch of Dokken on the title track, and again. I'm biased, but I think the track turned out better than I ever hoped it would.
Great. Well, there's two things there. Number one, if you're just tuning in, we are on the phone from the 2-track studios of Deco Entertainment with Sammy Lee, drummer of Red Rain. And the second thing about all that, Sammy, is as a drummer myself, I am very surprised that you are allowed to do the interviews, because I'm not only banned from singing and dancing. I'm not sure they want me to do interviews either.
Oh, stop!
Well,
That's what you're good at.
There is a reason for that. So, Bubba and I actually started Red Rain. We were in a band before that, and I don't want to take all credit, because the other three guys in the band really, I mean, we're a cohesive unit. But this was an idea I had a long time ago. We don't play one cover tune, and that's sort of our thing. I wanted to do an all original band. I wanted to, if I was going to try to do this, do it my way. And see how far we could go by not playing a cover tune. And so far, we've been very lucky. So the brainchild really came from myself and Bubba, and also I do a lot of the business work for the band. So they not only appointed me to do it, but so here we are.
Oh,
so
great. Well, we're going to play "Don't Look Back" right now, and then we're going to come back and continue our conversation. How's that?
Awesome. Thank you so much.
All right, here's Red Rain, title cut from their latest release, Don't Look Back. There we go. Red Rain, and Don't Look Back. Yeah. So we have drummer Sammy Lee on the phone with us here, all the way from the Richmond, Virginia area. Are the other guys local to you?
They are. Yep.
Okay.
Everybody. Yeah, but 30, 40 minutes from each other. But yes, we're all in the Richmond area.
Oh, okay. Great.
It's enough that we can practice when we need to, and enough to get away from each other if we have to. So it works out well.
So, where are you? What's up for Red Rain now that you open for Buck Cherry and everything? What's next?
So, the plan is to continue to keep booking shows in areas that maybe we haven't, or not maybe we haven't played, that we have not been able to play, and just continue to build up our friend base and continue to put this music worldwide and just get people interested in the band.
All right. So how do we find you?
So we are at redrainband.com, and it's REIGN. So redrainband.com is our website. It's also the way to find us on Facebook. Our Instagram and Twitter is at Red Rain Band. Spotify, we're at Red Rain Band, and Apple Music, we're under Red Rain Band, and every downloadable music site is Red Rain Band. So it's pretty simple. There's not a lot to have to navigate through to find us. And we're on YouTube. We have a lot of YouTube videos. So come check us out.
What's kind of neat is in an era where most bands last only a hair longer than most marriages or less these days. What do you think contributes to the longevity? I mean, you're coming up on a decade of being, putting up with each other, so to speak, at times, So what is it about Red Rain that keeps you guys going?
Well, I did. I joked about a few seconds ago, but really, everybody, we all have a role in the band to play, and everybody understands that. And we all are in it for the common goal, which is, we just want to be on stage playing and, and entertain. And when we get on stage, it's a cohesive unit. It's great. And, we love being on stage together. We love playing music with each other. But also, to give you a little bit, like the Nazareth tour was a lot of pavement from city to city. And so the last night, when we got back to Richmond, it was like, hey, man, what a great tour. I'll see you in a month. And so, we're able to give everybody the space that they need or they want. If they can't make practice one night, nobody's hounding them. We all rehearse also on our own. So I think that's it. I think that we're just not with each other 24/7. And, I read a lot of bands are like, they live together. They do this together. We don't. And I think that has a lot to do with it. Everybody has their freedom. And then when it's time to get to work, it's time to get to work. That seems to be what has worked for us.
Okay. Well, that's great. And that's kind of leading us into the last selection we have from you guys.
Okay.
No peace, no love. So if you don't take time away and get some peace and quiet, there's not going to be any love.
Well, sort of. That's more of no peace, no love with your partner. So if there's no peace in the house, then there's no love later.
Well, we
That's
know
true.
that to be a fact.
That's
yeah.
true. Yeah.
So,
Oh no, DIY.
it's a fun song. So.
Oh my gosh.
DIY.
Sorry.
Bruce says DIY. I mean, I
I think it's more like TMI.
It's a Peter Gabriel song.
ay.
I needed.
Well,
I needed. This
maybe
show.
that's our next song, Bruce.
It could be.
DIY.
Yeah, it was a Peter Gabriel song. I was
yeah,
just
DIY.
referencing.
That's right, it was.
DIY.
Yep.
Do it yourself.
Apparently, between you and Sarasano, welcome to Crotch on Radio.
I needed this. I needed this
Yeah,
today.
he's so into that recliner over there.
I
You
love
see
it.
the comfortability.
With the boom stand.
Sammy, if your guys are ever up this way, we'll have to have you
You'll have
into
to come
the
in.
2-track studios, and we'll do a special show or something. Because
we would love to. We'll make the trip. Even if we're not up there, just let us know. We'll come up.
Oh,
We'd
cool.
love to.
Right.
Yeah, all right.
that's fantastic.
Nice.
Bruce lives on like 7,800 acres here, so you can put a tent in the backyard there. I mean, he won't even know you're here.
We'd be happy to come up and give Bruce a private show. For the band. Just
Whoa,
set up
That
and
would be
play.
great.
We
Nice.
could do,
Now that's something we could talk about.
could stream it to their fans right out of the
There you go.
Stream it
Stream
right
it.
here.
That's right. Stream it right to your fan base, right out of the
We
studio.
That would be
We would
fun.
love to.
Great idea.
We would love to. And I do want to say, and of course this might be the kiss up, but Bruce and Charlie and everybody at Deco has been wonderful to us, and I never get a chance to thank Bruce. So Bruce, while I have you, thank you for everything you guys have done for us.
Oh, you guys are great. But I appreciate the thanks. Charlie really gets so much done. I give him all the I want to give him all the credit. And you guys are easy to work with. You're hardworking guys. You have it figured out. You don't expect somebody to do it all for you. It makes it a pleasure to work with you.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Thank you. Yeah, we want to earn our keep, but since Charlie's not there, we won't give him any love. And then when I'm interviewing with Charlie, I'll say it's all him. So that's how it works.
Well, you're smart. I appreciate that.
Well, you have to understand too that Charlie's not here; he's in Japan, so you can talk bad about him all you want. We won't say anything.
Yeah.
He's eating
So
sushi.
okay, so then let's be honest. Bruce has done everything. Charlie's done nothing. No, I'm kidding. I am totally joking about that. That is not true. But it's been a pleasure so far, and we hope to keep it continued.
All right. Well, here we go. We're gonna play Red Rain. No peace, no love. Thank you, Sammy Lee.
Sammy Lee, it was
Thank
great,
you.
man.
Rock on.
Thank you all so much. Y'all have a great night.
You too.
Peace out.
Bye.
Bye bye.
No peace, no love. 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 No
There's something we've all experienced. No peace, no love.
Yep.
Well, now the ghost of Christmas yet to come is on the phone with us, Bruce.
This is it.
We have been visited by our third Deco spirit this evening.
Hey, don't worry about it.
We have on the phone with us. I'm looking at Sarasano. I'm like, what?
See this part. I love a straight face. Yeah. He's so cool.
On the phone with us, we have Mr. Danny Saber. Hello, Danny. How are you?
I'm good. How are you guys?
Do you prefer Danny or would you prefer Daniel?
No, Danny's good.
Excellent. I love it. Fantastic. So you are calling us because you are involved with Deco Entertainment because you are releasing something that has to do with Michael Hutchence.
That's correct.
All right.
You want a little backstory?
Yes, we do. Tell us about it.
So, well, in 1995, I had my first hit record with a band called Black Grape, and it was Sean Ryder, the singer of the Happy Mondays, sort of his comeback after the Happy Mondays disintegrated record. And the backstory was that Sean was sort of very high profile in the public eye over there, you know, and just, I don't know if you guys ever saw the movie 24-Hour Party People, but he was credited with basically taking down factory records, which wasn't true. But long story short, nobody was expecting much. We came out with this record, and, you know, it was the #1 record, and it was one of those rare records that, you know, crossed over in the clubs. You would hear it like in the most hardcore drum and bass clubs, and it was the #1 record on the charts. So it was one of those really, really rare. Sorry, hold on a second. I'm just letting some air in this room. I'm in LA and it's really hot. So anyways, you know, it was one of those rare records that just, you know, just kind of just crossed over a lot of barriers, and it you know, merged electronica and rock and roll and everything you can imagine in between. And it was my first hit record, and it caught the attention of Michael Hutchence. He was a huge fan of the record because Michael was always sort of on this mission to discover new music. And, you know, he was always looking, you know, to find the latest thing or whatever, something like that. You know, he was sort of driven by always looking for some new sound. And he was a big fan of the record. He reached out to Sean. Sean connected us, and that's what sort of started the relationship. And I started working with him like in 95, and we worked up, you know, we had a good solid 2.5, almost 3 years together. And then unfortunately, obviously, he passed away. And the record we had been working on while he was alive subsequently got released in 1999 because it was in pretty good shape when he passed, but there was still some more work to do, and it took a little time to get away from it, and etc. About 8 years after he died, it turned out there had been some material that he had been developing on his own outside the band in the process of kind of ultimately finding me, because he had been, you know, really committed to doing solo stuff outside the band. And it was not, I've been saying, it's nothing, you know, it wasn't an either or thing. You know, INXS was, for a moment there, they had that moniker of biggest band in the world, and they were huge. And that comes with a lot of, you know, it comes with a lot of weight. Let's put it that way. So Michael was a really, really, you know, a true sort of artist on that mission, and there was things he wanted to be able to do outside of the confinement of that situation, and that's what really, you know, inspired him to pursue this situation outside the band. He had been making the rounds, trying different stuff. He had his own studio, so this material surfaced. And I got contacted because I was his last, like, kind of close collaborator, so it made sense. And we started going through it because it was all on 2-inch tape. So, you know, I had to kind of get it transferred. It wasn't like there was a bunch of demos, you know, with an acoustic guitar and a vocal. It was just really rough stuff. But it became apparent pretty quick that there was some really good potential here. And the guy who was running the day-to-day stuff for his trust at that point, we both realized, though, there was no point in really making another record unless there was a vehicle to kind of promote it. So we're like, we'll just make a movie, because there was no documentary, nothing had been done. This is in 2008. So we went on this mission to get a movie made, and 7 years later, a movie called The Last Rock Star was made in Australia, and it only aired on Australian television. So the songs were sort of, you know, they were like, you know, they were featured, but the full versions of the songs have never been released. And the plan was, after the song aired on Australian television, to recut it, release it internationally, and then at that point we would release this batch of songs, because there's like 7 unreleased songs, and basically. And long story longer, COVID, a bunch of stuff happened that never happened. I finally got to the beginning of this year, really, right around the end of last year, beginning of this year, and I finally, you know, the situation was such that I could sort of just put something out, you know, because the fans were aware of it, and they knew this stuff existed, and everybody's been asking for it now for a good 5-6 years since The Last Rock Star. So I said, you know what, let's just put out a single, see what happens. Got connected with Deco. The idea was to do the picture disc vinyl, and it really happened so organically. That's kind of the cool thing about it. And you know, the relationship with Deco, we literally just fell into it. It was just a natural progression from me dropping it independently, direct to consumer, and Deco came in and did the red variant, and now we're going in retail, and the response has been unbelievable. It's been so overwhelmingly positive, and you know, I couldn't be happier. You know? And that sort of brings us to where we are, and hopefully that all makes sense.
Well, yes, producer Claire. Oh, okay. I thought my producer was looking at me oddly, more so than usual, but.
Hopefully that was all coherent, because like I told you guys, I've been up since 4 a.m. So it's all good though. I feel great. I'm energized. I'm charged.
4 a.m.
LA time.
Los Angeles time. So that's 7
I'm
in
an
the
old
morning
man.
our time.
Yeah, getting up.
Now, do you have to do that?
Staying up.
Do you have to do that because of the UK, because you're working so closely with them? Or?
I don't know. I've just fallen into this pattern now where I you know, it's like I just wake up, and some days I wake up and then I'm up and I'm like, oh shit, I'm up. Oh, and I did have a call with the UK this morning, so I was just up and I just stayed up. It wasn't at 4 a.m, but you know, so it's all good. It's all good, man. I feel great.
Well, as I said, I have Bruce from Deco Entertainment sitting in studio with us.
Hey, Bruce.
What's going on, man?
Because it's an all-Deco show.
So did I get it right? Did I get it right, Bruce?
Oh, you did great.
So how did he fall into Deco Entertainment?
Well, through Charlie, Label Services.
Through Charlie? So
I think, right?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you quite clearly, Bruce. What'd you say?
Danny asked how you came to Deco, and I said,
well, it was through Chris. It was through Chris Minister.
That's right.
Chris initiated all of this.
Right.
And we had, and interestingly enough, we had spoken, you know, kind of earlier in the process, and it just the way it shook out, like I said, was so organic because, you know, for a bunch of reasons, I won't get into it. The sensible thing to do was just to kind of to get it out and get it up and running and get that first run going. And then when we circled back to you guys, it just was all. It was just gravy. It just was so easy for everyone to say yes, right?
Well, you like, I like to think a lot of the stuff at Deco, and the reason we've been, you know, we feel like we're doing really well, and hopefully the artists are pleased with us, is because it pays when you have these kind of things that just fall into place. And if you put enough of them, you string enough of them together, you actually have a successful approach to what you're trying to do. So you've been wonderful to work with too. So
yeah, well, the most important, as you guys know, and I mean, and this is the truth, you know, with Michael's stuff, it requires, you know, it's a lot of sensitivity and a lot of nuance. And I mean, the best thing about this release has been the response and the reaction, because that's the one thing. I mean, it's kind of a unique situation. I'm the person that's actually making the record, and I'm releasing the record now with you guys, which doesn't happen very often. But it was really important to me that just the whole vibe around the release had to be on a positive tip, and because that's the whole. Would have defeated the whole purpose for where I'm sitting, because don't forget, Michael was he was a friend as well, you know, and I feel like a big part of the mission statement is to kind of allow him to take his place and be recognized for how great he really was. And that also includes In Excess, obviously, because without the whole band and the whole everything they accomplished, what we're doing wouldn't mean what it means. So, and they've kind of gone under the radar. I mean, they're still not in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. There's a big movement by the fans to try to make that happen. So just having something current with a positive sort of, twist on it right now, it's good. It just brings, because of the way he died and stuff, it was a long time before the dust could kind of settle, and now hopefully he can sort of be seen for how like I said, how great he really was, and hopefully these other things will drop and he'll, get recognized and sort of take his seat at that table, or at least, at the very least, he's at that table, or he's standing behind. I could see him standing behind Jim and Jimmy and Janice and all those people. He's definitely in that league,
You couldn't.
And, so that's what's been so great about working with Deco, is that you guys have got it from day one, and everything's been handled with class and very artist friendly. You know what I mean? Meaning, and that's just comes down to communications and really supporting what the artist wants. So that's been the most important thing to me. And I couldn't be happier.
Much appreciated, but you put a tremendous amount of love into this project, and it's obvious. And as this project does very, very well, which it will, it's because of you. You're doing what you want, what you set out to accomplish. I think you're well on your way.
Yeah, no, for sure. And it's nice when things like that happen, meaning, and it almost feels like, and it's interesting because just to get to this point, I mean, you got to remember, this has been going on for close to 20 years for me. And I have had this conversation. You got to think of all the things that didn't happen in order for me to be in this place where we are now. That was going to happen, that at the time seemed like, the best thing that could happen. Turned out it's almost like there's a force in the universe like guiding this and not allowing certain things to happen. But since it's fallen into its current incarnation and me kind of being in a position to kind of drive it, it really feels now like there's a momentum and there's an energy, and it's really positive, and just things are just kind of falling into place the way they were always supposed to. It just had to be the right time to do it.
Yeah.
And now's the right time, and it may sound a little hocus pocus or whatever, but I believe in that, I believe in that there is a, especially if you're a creator, if you create music and stuff, you either buy into the fact that, there's an energy that we're all tapping into, or you're an egomaniac and somehow you think it's you. So, it's definitely not me, what I do. I just am able to tap into something greater that, kind of allows me to do what I do, and on the record, I mean, other than Michael's voice, I'm pretty much responsible for all the music. So, and then I've got a couple of really great guests like Bernard Fowler doing the vocal arrangements on Save My Life, and a really great drummer, whose name will come to me in a second. Like I said, I've been up for 10 hours. Well, here, I got it right in front of me because I got the vinyl right here. And my buddy, you guys can edit that. And my buddy David Pierbauer played some drums, and Nick McCabe from the Verbs on One Way, he dropped some guitars. And then I got a couple. The one thing that everybody seems to have either just not noticed this, I thought it would be a bigger deal, is Jordan Peterson. I wanted to, it wasn't like Jordan came and performed on the record, but there was the break in One Way, and I just wanted to get that old sort of Jane's Addiction vibe. Well, when they'd sample like when, get the gun. So I just wanted to drop some samples in there. And I found Jordan's voice, and he sang a couple things that kind of felt like they were describing Michael. So I dropped him in, and I through a friend of mine, Akira the Dawn, I got directly in contact and asked him and got his blessing. And Jordan Peterson's on the friggin' record.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah.
I love that guy.
Yeah, it's on
I
the
love
credit.
that
I
guy.
know, right? And he's so cool. And I reached out to him,
He's so
and
angry.
I actually want to get him a couple copies now, but I reached out to him and, through my friend Akira the Dawn. Akira's taken the 12 rules and put them to music and stuff like that. And it was so cool because his whole, his daughter and his wife were all copied on the email, and they were super, yeah, it sounds like fun. I'm in, You know, it was really cool because I mean, I don't know, he's a big deal.
Oh,
And you know, he gets a bad rap in certain circles, but that guy, I mean, if you've actually listened to what he has to say, he's amazing.
It's a bad rap because he tells the truth. That's
that's
problem.
right. Well, yeah, we know that.
He don't sugarcoat anything. Well, we have One Way queued up right now,
Cool.
Danny. If you're just tuning in, this is Rock on Radio. I'm here, Deco Entertainment edition. We have Danny Saber on the line with us, who has done this project utilizing some work he did with Michael Hutchence of In Excess. And it's a tune called One Way, and then we'll be back with more Danny Saber.
Let's take a big cock of freedom and drive it around. Take all our friends, rich and poor, mess up this town. If you got the lust for wonder, just let yourself in. We'll keep you safe from morality, so let us begin. There's only one way to do it. Do it. Kick it. Kick it. Kick it. Kick it. Kick it around. Well, there's takers and there's givers, but you don't know the names. It's a universal problem, so taking a stand. I'm gonna climb a mountain that's bigger than me, and fly down to get you, make you see what I mean. There's only one way to do it. Do it. Kick it. Kick it. Kick it around. Kick it. Kick it. Kick it around. Kick it. Kick it. Kick it around. There's only one way to do it. Do it. Kick it around.
He was a very visionary person. He had an incredible imagination. He was a prolific dreamer.
Let's take a big conch of freedom and drive it around. Take all our friends, rich and poor, mess up this town. If you got the lust for wonder, just let yourself in. We'll keep you safe from morality, so let us begin. There's only one way to do it. Do it. There's only one way to do it. Do it. There's only one way to do it. Do it. Kick it. Kick it. Kick it around. We're going to kick it. Kick it. Kick it around. We got to kick it. Kick it. Kick it around. There's only one way to do it. Do it. Kick it. Kick it. Kick it.
Well, that was a rather abrupt ending there. Took me by surprise. I love them cold endings. On the phone with us, we have Danny Saber, who worked on how long after Michael Hutchence's passing, did you begin this project?
Well, yeah, like it was around, I think the song surfaced, and I mean, I like screw up the dates a bit. It might have been 2000, sometime between 2006, maybe 2007, 8, somewhere in there is when it kind of, because it was a process, you know, the first thing was like, oh, you know, getting contacted, and then sort of, you know, between, oh yeah, there's this material, okay, cool, well, let's see what we got, and it was all on this, you know, 2-inch tape for the most part, so it all had to be, in fact, it was all on 2-inch tape, it all had to be sort of like dumped into Pro Tools, and the tapes were in London, and I think they dumped into Pro Tools in Paris, and it was like a whole thing. So by the time I got the sessions, and like I said, it wasn't like there was just a bunch of sessions. I mean, I think there was about 30. There were 30 different ideas. So who knew where to start? So it was just about opening these sessions and starting to go through them and figure out, okay, what's there? Is there, there was some stuff where there was like, obviously things nobody will really ever hear. They weren't developed enough. And then there was some things that there was a lot of meat on the bone vocally. And it was really about the vocals for me, because none of it was like finished produced music. It was all, from, just probably one-off days he might have went in on his own, that kind of stuff. So, yeah, it would have been around 2007, 2008 where we started getting into it. And then it was a process. I mean, and we've kind of periodically done some things. In 2014, I think, we did a charity thing with the song called Friction. And it was kind of a little bit gimmicky looking back on it now, but at the time it was cool. We did this thing for a charity where if you bought the T-shirt of Michael, the label delivered the song. So It was like the T-shirt was a delivery device for the music, and then you could click on the label, and that would take you to where the song lived. And so we did that, and that kind of got released. It did all right. I mean, but it wasn't really like a real release. Again, it never, But the hardcore fans were aware of it. But the big thing was getting the documentary made, and it aired over 2 nights in Australia, and it got nominated for the equivalent of an Emmy. And within the movie, there was like, the songs were featured, but for like a minute 30, and it was talking over them. I was careful because I knew it was all with a view to doing a proper release at some point. And over that period of time, and up until really probably a month before this stuff came out, I was still chipping away at it. I stuck Jordan on it there at the very, very end. So I've had, which is like, it's like a double-edged sword to have that much time to work on a song, but it's been kind of cool because, I got away from it. There was periods of years where I didn't listen to it. So it's like kind of a luxury to be able to come back and take another look and look how much has changed. I mean, it's been 14, so it feels pretty in tune. It feels fresh and it feels now, but it's still, true to what he was all about, and hopefully just taking it a little further than he could have or would have in the confines of the band, because that's what he wanted to do.
Well, Danny, I'm going to stop you there because we got to wrap things up, and I want to get that second tune in that you just sent us. Possibilities.
Yeah.
Can you give me a quick assessment of that?
Sure.
And your websites and everything, how we find all this stuff?
Yeah. So Possibilities was one of the songs me and Michael wrote together when he was still alive, and I ended up finishing it from like a working version, but I'm really proud of this song. It's got it's got like a 90-piece string arrangement on it, and I just think it says everything how I feel about him in the song anyway. And as far as where to go, like first and foremost, go to bossonics.com, BOSSONICS.com. Start there, and of course, we can go to Deco and Deco.com, right? Is it Deco.com or DecoENT.com?
Deco Entertainment, the full thing. Deco
Okay,
Entertainment.
so go to DecoEntertainment.com and you'll find us there as well. And we got the white version, which we're running out of. There are a lot left, so you guys might want to get one before they're going to start popping up on eBay soon, I bet. And then, obviously, you guys are doing the red variant, which is going to be amazing. And the fans can go directly to the website and get it. They don't have to wait for it to show up in the stores. So,
there you go.
Yeah.
All right, Danny.
Yeah.
Well, that's great. I got to wrap it up, or we're not going to get this tune in. But thank you, man, so much for taking the time to call us here at Rock On Radio.
No,
man.
my
Very
pleasure.
interesting
My pleasure.
stuff. And Bruce is he's smiling from ear to ear. Look.
Good. Well, if Bruce is
I'm
happy,
here.
everyone's happy.
I'm here. I'm happy. I'm ready to listen to more. Michael.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, Danny, again, man, thank you so much.
You guys got it. You got it. My pleasure. And anytime we'll do it again because we're probably going to be doing another one of these days soon, huh?
All right. Rock on.
All right. Take care, guys.
Bye-bye.
touched. Heard a story, sounded easy. If you don't care, when you're lying through your teeth, I was shook up, intoxicated, drank the juices of the possibility. Summer night, if you told me nothing's perfect, hearts are broken, nothing's free, I could show you why it's worth it. That's the way that it's meant to be. It's too strange how your life's changed. You know nothing about the people that you've touched. Someone told me life is easy. Hearts were bleeding and breaking, and they were lying through their teeth. Yeah. If you told me nothing's perfect, hearts are broken, nothing's free, I will show you why it's worth it. That's the way that it's meant to be. Meant to be. If you told me nothing's perfect, hearts are broken, nothing's free, I could show you why it's worth it. That's the way that it's meant to be. Heard a story, it sounded easy. Got a new skin, and I'm lying through my teeth. I was shook up, intoxicated, drank the juices of the possibility.
There we go. Danny Saber, Michael Hutchins. Possibilities here on Rock On Radio. Well, thank you, Bruce. Man,
My
a
pleasure.
lot of fun. Our thanks to Charlie Calv and Bruce Pucciarello from Deco. Sarasana, you've been very quiet.
Yeah, too quiet.
You guys
You're
are just
quiet.
you guys are entertaining. I love it.
He's sitting watching us.
I just love it. And I love my
I
chair.
think he was
my rock.
sleeping at one point. I saw him.
No. I did not out.
I think
He was resting his
Were
eyes.
you in that spot, Joe, where you were kind of like you weren't asleep, but you weren't awake?
No,
and you could
I've been
hear
totally
everything?
awake.
He was awake.
I've been totally awake, and I'm proud of myself. I can walk tall, as tall as I am.
And your wife will be very proud of you, Joe.
No,
She will be.
she had to put money on it. She'd say I probably nodded out 3 or 4 times, but I didn't. I didn't. It's just fun.
Well, this was a fun show. I mean, I
was
want
a
to
good
thank
idea.
I want to thank Matt Follett from Alligator Records for sending us Toronzo Cannon, who will be at the Stanhope House
7 o'clock.
July 20th at 7 o'clock. And Bruce and Charlie for sending us Charlie Wooten and
Red Rain.
Sammy Lee from Red Rain and Danny Saber there at the end. We played a lot of great tunes tonight, I think. And anybody listening to this can find that and more. Go to Deco Entertainment, DEKO, DecoEntertainment.com, and look at their roster.
Yep. And they have these songs will be front and center, so you'll see the featured music right up front.
On the playlist, right?
Yeah, on the playlist. Yep.
Yeah.
Highlights of the week.
Such good musicians.
Fabulous.
Yeah,
Am I supposed to send you the songs we played tonight? Is this going to
No, they're out there already.
Oh, they're up there already.
Yep.
Well, ready to
Not every
rock and
single
roll.
one. We switched a few up, but there's the most of the ones we were playing are out there.
I just want to know if this is going to require work from me.
I don't think.
Or if I can go over there and sit down with Joe.
I'll be vacating soon.
No, you see the chair next to his. Danny?
It's like
It's got your name
the
on
Queen
it.
Anne
That's
chair,
yours.
right?
Yeah, it's cool.
Next week, producer Claire, let me see very quickly here who we have coming in next week because I forgot to look before we went
James
on. Yeah.
Popick.
Oh, Jimmy Popick's coming in. He's got a fantastic jazz fusion project called Supernova.
I'll be here.
I mean,
I live here.
great. It's true. Sometimes you trust us to close up, though.
That's okay.
Another mistake. All right. Thank you, Bruce. Thank you, Joe Sarasano.
Thank you.
Producer Claire. Thank you, everybody who called and for listening. And until next week.
Rock on!